Hi, this is Helene here, and I'm a multilingual. On this channel, I talk about books, languages, and sometimes cats. Yeah, so in this video, I will talk about all the languages that I plan to study and learn in 2025. In today's video, I'm sharing the languages I plan to learn and study in 2025, along with tips, advice, and my personal methods for staying consistent. So, quick question. Did you know that by swapping the time spent on Instagram with just 1 hour a day of studying, you could actually learn 3 languages in a year? Crazy, right? I didn't think so either until I did the math. But don't leave just yet, hear me out. As I mentioned before, if you have been a subscriber of my channel, you know that I am trying to learn Italian and Japanese, but I also want to practice my French and my German and my Korean skills at the same time. So it makes about 5 foreign languages. And so it's quite an ambitious goal, to be honest, because, studying 1 language or 2 languages at a time isn't as difficult as 5 languages at the same time. So what I plan to do is to have a system that actually works for me. For you, maybe these methods won't work. I don't think so, but these methods could be applied to your own schedule and to your own lifestyle. So I will give you some tips and advice and share the structure of my studying, and then just focus on what I'm going to do each day and what I want to study. With Japanese and Italian in the past 3 months, I have not been consistent. Sounds familiar. I got lazy and I did not study enough. I only did Duolingo for Japanese each day. Actually, let me show you. So I basically have a 77-day streak on Japanese, but I don't think I did more than 5 minutes a day before I go to bed. And that is not staying consistent with language skills, because 5 minutes a day isn't going to help me learn Japanese in the next 10 years. So what I plan to do is, in 2025, I am putting a system in place to stay on track, even with major life changes, such as moving to Istanbul. More on that in another video. But here's the lineup. So with German, I am on the A2 to lower B1 level. With French, I'm on C1 level, but I need more practice. With Italian, I only know the basics for now, like come stai, and that is it basically. And with Japanese, I only have the Duolingo experience for the past 3 months, but I think it is time to level up. So in my 2025 study plan, I will dedicate 1.5 hours each day for 2 languages. That would make 9 hours per week. It is not enough to become fluent in these languages, but my goal isn't to become fluent in 1 year. My goal is to develop my German skills, develop my French skills in communicating and in reading. With Japanese and Italian, I just want to be at a place where if I want to visit those places on Christmas, which is next year basically, I can communicate with the locals with my skills. So that's my goal. If you're planning to become fluent in 1 language, you can actually become fluent in that language in 1 year with consistent and enough studying. But for me, my goal isn't to become as fluent as I am in English, in Turkish, in French. So my goal is to develop my skills in German, Korean, French, and with Italian and Japanese to have a certain level that I can communicate with the locals. Without further ado, please subscribe to my channel while I sip from my coffee, and then we'll move on. You subscribe, right? Thank you. So my weekly schedule looks like, I'm looking at my screen because I have the plan on my schedule, but you'll have like a little scheduler on here. So on Mondays and Wednesdays, I will do German and Japanese. On Tuesdays and Fridays, I will do French and Italian. Where's Thursday? Where's Thursday? Thursdays are Korean. Yes, I did not put that in. So on Mondays and Wednesdays, I will study German and Japanese. On Tuesdays and Fridays, I will study French and Italian. On Thursdays, I will study Korean. And on Sundays, I will have an extra hour for Japanese. So this is basically my weekly plan for studying these languages. However, when I mean I will study German and Japanese or French and Italian, that doesn't mean I'm going to study like full on 1 hour on them. What I'm going to have is that having a daily routine for different methods and for different study plans. So with Korean, I will basically study reading, writing, listening, and speaking. However, I am planning to do them separately on different days. So when I say I will study Korean on Thursdays, what I'm actually planning to do is formal studying methods. Formal as in orthodox methods of studying, like grabbing this book and just reading it is an orthodox method, right? So that's what I mean by formal studying. So let's go on my daily routine and just look at my plan. Some child is being defiant, and I want to shout as well, but I will not. Apparently, my friends say that I'm Samantha from the Sex and the City, but I like kids. I just don't like them being very loud. Yeah, so my daily routine consists of 40 minutes per language. So 20 minutes to 20 minutes, I separate the 40 minutes into two categories. So 20 minutes, I will be reviewing grammar and vocabulary with flashcards, notes, or summaries, which is going to be perfect for commuting because when I move to Istanbul, I will have 1 hour of commuting to my workplace and also back. So that makes 2 hours of perfect studying time if I can find a seat on the subway. I don't think I can, but we'll see. If I don't have the time to actually sit and read on my phone, I can actually listen to podcasts, which is going to be great, right? Which is great for commuting. Or I can watch a video on YouTube, listen to a video on YouTube, but I need to buy YouTube Premium for that, but I don't have YouTube Premium, it's too expensive. In my country, at least. I like Spotify more. Will YouTube ban me? Like shadow ban me for saying that? I don't know. Yeah. So the other 20 minutes for the language is that practicing it with listening to podcasts, YouTube videos in that language. And this is going to be rotating weekly, which means I'm going to watch different YouTube creators or I will listen to different podcasts so that I have a variety of listening. On Sundays, what I am planning to do is, because as I said, I will have an extra 1 hour on Sundays. So the daily routine, 40 minutes per language thing, is going to be the same for every language. For German, for Japanese, for Italian, for Korean, for French. So this 40-minute thing works for all of the languages because they are my passive skills, as in listening and reading, and studying vocabulary and grammar is passive skills. They don't include like speaking or writing, so I can do those 40 minutes for every language. But for Japanese, because I am a beginner and I struggle with the alphabet still, I think I will need an extra hour of immersion, and in that 1 hour immersion, I will watch a show or a movie or a YouTube video, maybe more than one YouTube video, so that I can actually focus on the language and understand the culture. Again, culture comes before the language, so I want to learn as much as I can with Japanese culture so that I can focus on learning the language later on. So you might be wondering, okay, you're gonna do all that, but what are your resources? What are you going to be using? What sources do you have? Like you said YouTube, you said TV, you said movies, like what the hell are you actually going to use? So first, I will give you a list of books that I have currently that you will not need to buy, but these are the things that I have currently. I will use them. So I said podcasts, reading, listening, YouTube, whatever. I will give a source on that. For written texts and textbooks, I will be using. So So because I speak French and Korean, I will not need to study the grammar at all because I know how to speak them. I understand everything when I watch a show, almost everything. So I will not need to develop my skills in that. What I need to do in French and in Korean is to increase my vocabulary and increase my understanding in that language. So what I'm planning to do is to read a variety of books, and in French I will start by the classics. You might be saying, are you crazy? And I will say, do I look like I'm normal from the outside, from what you see, from what you hear? And with Korean, I have these mangas that I haven't finished yet. So this is I don't know what it is in English, but in Korean it's Orangokyo Hostbu, host school or something. I have 2 volumes. My dear friend recommended that I would like them. Let me show you the covers. What the hell am I? These are the covers for the books. And I have Given here. I've Given the series. I have all the volumes. It's 8 volumes. I have read 1, 2, 3. I haven't read 4th. I have yet to open the last 4 volumes. And then I have Haikyuu. The first volume was in the novel form, as you can see. And these are the mangas. And with Korean, what I'm planning to also do is to use this topic vocabulary 2,500 words. In this one, you have different sections of 명사, 동사, and what is it? 형용사 and 프로그 뭔데? I don't know. It's like a list, right? If you go to like 동사, you have like, as you can see, 가스르다 and like 거절하다, reject, 거치다, 거쳤어, and then 검토하다, like 검사하다, 건지다, 건설하다, 건네다, 견디다. Like you have all these like words, and then you have the explanation, and you have example sentences, and at the end you have like tests that you can actually do. So this is a great book to study grammar and vocabulary, which I need to do still with Korean. And I also have this topic test book. I have studied a lot on this one last year, and I did get my topic 4. I need to get the topic 5, but I still am not, able to. And then I have these magazines in Korean. This one is in Japanese, right? So I have these magazines. I have these magazines that I bought because I'm a Stray Kids fan, and they're in Korean. They're magazines, so they have pictures. But they have like all of these like articles and reviews and basically like interviews like this. So I will be reading them and going through these questions and everything so that I can actually learn more like modern Korean, like what's popular and stuff. And in this one we have more, I think, like brand, PR and everything. And shit, it's ripped. And I have this Japanese. He's so cute. I have this Japanese magazine. Of course I can't understand anything of it, but in the process of, studying, I will try to actually read it, because while we were kids, primary school, what we did was to read all the banners and all the news and all of the written stuff that we had. So basically that is a good way of learning the language, because that's how we learned our native language, how to read and write in that language. So I think that is going to work. And then my favorite thing is Card Captor Sakura, and this is so beautiful. Look at that, it's awesome. It's like so pretty, and I got this from the Aladdin Korean shop. So if you have access to buying books online, you can actually buy those. I don't know if I'll be able to buy anymore, but we'll see. So these are the written resources that I'm going to use for Korean and Japanese and French. But for German and Japanese and Italian, I have other online resources that I will be using. So for German, these are the resources that I'm using. Kurz gesagt, die Frage. These are all of the YouTube channels that we have. Kurz gesagt is basically in a nutshell, but in German. So it's like, it talks about all of the scientific revolutions and scientific findings, and you can actually learn a lot of stuff. It's nonfiction. With the Frage, it's more like social issues and like commentary, and you have like personal stories so you can actually listen to and understand. They have subtitles in German, which is great. TV shows that I'm watching for German are Dark, because I'm going to be rewatching it. I watched it with Turkish subtitles, but now I'm going to watch it with German subtitles, which is going to be fun because Dark is so difficult. Easy German, which is another YouTube channel, with easy Japanese, easy Italian, easy whatever. I'm gonna consume all of that. I love it. I love hearing what locals have to say about social, topics and questions. And as a native Turkish speaker, I can recommend Easy Turkish channel because it's good. It's beautiful. I love to hear other people say things about anything and answer questions. It's lovely. I love interviews. I love interview style shows. I love interview style YouTube videos. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing that. And then with German, another YouTube channel that I forgot to mention is, I don't know how it's pronounced. It's I think, and ChatGPT actually recommended it to me. So yeah, thanks AI. And with Italian, I am going to be studying Måneskin songs and lyrics, because what got me into Italian culture is Måneskin in 2021, which is 3 years ago, and if I started back then, I'd be fluent by now, but I did not study Italian. I did study Korean instead, so shame on me on that. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna do that, and I will watch Baby, the Italian Netflix show. I have watched the first season. I liked it, but I was 17, I think, when I first watched it. So yeah, I will do that, and if I don't like it, I'll find another TV show, basically in Italian, or like a TV program, like cooking program, or like an Italian YouTuber, or like Chiara Ferragni's, like, Get Ready With Me, like all of those like stories and stuff. I love her. And then what I will watch is L'Amica, if that's correct, L'Amica Geniale, which is translated as My Brilliant Friend on Netflix. It's like a immersion show for me, basically. And in Italian, for grammar and for vocabulary, I'm going to be listening to Italian Pod 101. It's like a basic introduction of Italian, because I'm not going to take a course in the next year with Italian, because I think I can do it on my own without actually going to a course. With Japanese, I will do 3-4 months like on my own, like studying the alphabet and kind of like being immersed to the culture. But I also plan to get a course, go to like a group course, so that I can actually have like a Japanese teacher. In my last video, I said like some methods are more traditional than others, but that doesn't mean that they don't work. It's just that you should know that you don't actually have to have those traditional methods. But if you have access, if you have the finances to actually go to a course, group course, and if it actually helps you, why wouldn't you do it? I personally love group courses instead of one-on-one courses, but maybe one-on-one courses work for you. So I'm going to take Japanese classes, but I will first learn the alphabet and then go to the course, because I don't want to pay like a shit ton of money for things that I can do on my own at home, And I love Agretsuko and Old Enough on Netflix. Agretsuko is like a anime, and it is about a office worker who gets angry, and when she gets angry, she plays the guitar. She's a metalhead or something, and she plays the amazing like songs. It was horrible. It was horrible. I loved it. And so yeah, I can recommend that one. It's really good, and it is in Japanese, obviously, so I would love it. I watched the first season, I think, with friends back in high school, and I loved it, but I didn't continue because I was like, I don't want to learn Japanese. I'm not into animes. Look at me now. Look at me now. I love these girls, by the way. XG, Sly. Check out their new album. And then Old Enough is a show where Japanese kids go to do new things, learn new things. They're like 34-year-olds, like buying stuff, just traveling and coming back home. And it's such a good like immersion show for me. And then I will try to read news articles in Japanese, but just for the sake of it, just for the alphabet, just to get familiar with like the topics that are common in Japan, like what's going on and everything about that. And with French, the digital sources that I'm going to be using, aside from the books that I just showed you, are the French movies. I'm not gonna watch any French TV shows because I personally do not like anything on Netflix that is French. And Emily in Paris just made it very difficult for me to follow up with like French stuff on Netflix. But the movies on Mubi, voila, that's what I want. That's what I want. I want the old French black and white movies. And basically it's gonna be great. And yeah. And for Korean, aside from the books and the grammar books and the TV shows, I will be listening to podcasts every single day for 10 minutes. This is aside from the same plan because I am not sure if I can keep up the 10-minute challenge with podcasts. And I will be, giving you a updated video on this challenge, but I am trying to listen to Korean more, and the TV shows are very boring at this very moment, so I'm trying to find new ways to hear Korean. And I will also read news articles because things are going off with Korean society right now. They tried the martial law, they didn't try, the president decided on going with martial law, and then they kind of get rid of it. So I don't really know what's going on. So I want to actually read and learn about what's going on currently. That's it. If you want to have a list of resources that I have, it's here. That's basically it for my plans. But you might be asking, why the hell would you study if you're fluent in that language? So if you don't use it, you lose it. And in Turkish we have a saying, for those of you who are learning Turkish, işleyen demir paslanmaz. So basically it means that a working iron doesn't rust. So it's if you actually work on it, it's not gonna get bad. So if a couple of weeks ago I had to speak French for a whole day for a conference, and it was a horrible day, and I was I should practice French more because this is horrible. I used to be better in French, speaking wise, and I have to practice French in order to be better in French. So I'm not gonna give up on my French and lose all of it. So yeah. Key takeaways from this video is that staying consistent by committing to small daily sessions. So I'm gonna have 20 minutes per session, and it can make a huge difference in studying the language. And by using a variety of methods, podcasts, books, YouTube videos, TV shows, speaking and keeping things interesting will help you. And I believe that immersion is key. You have to immerse yourself in that culture to understand the language. And yeah, now I'm off to print out some Japanese worksheets because I'm really motivated by the words that I just, said. So I'll see you in my next video, and bye! Please subscribe to the channel. Bye.